already in close contact with member states on this, especially member states in Central and Eastern Europe, also Poland specifically. I have been talking to Minister Kurtyka about this for a long time. And you know, if you look at the challenge Poland is facing because of the communist legacy, horribly inefficient energy consumption in buildings, horrible bad quality of many of the buildings, collective heating based on coal mostly, and horrible air quality, which is, I think, one of the most important political factors driving a government that initially was very reluctant in climate change to embrace the issue because they see that the population is fed up with the bad air quality. So all these things come together, and we need to make sure that in this transition we address all these things, not just the energy efficiency, but all the other things. And that would mean that in certain cases the renovation would also have intermediary steps, not immediately leading to purely a renewable energy as an energy source, but also using natural gas, which already would lead to a huge improvement of air quality. And if you then do it in a way which would front load the infrastructure to then later be used for carbon-free gases such as hydrogen, you sort of take an intermediary step to long-term zero carbon emissions. So the complexity here is that you cannot afford just to look at one issue, which is energy efficiency. You have to take a holistic view with this. And I think this is the only way forward. And the holistic view is different from different member states. Because one factor I did mention in the case of Poland and other countries in Central and Eastern Europe is this very, very long legacy, which was based on communist ideology of actually putting energy prices at zero. To make the communist system work, you had to sort of pretend that distance didn't cost anything. That was how they retained political control. And for distance not to cost anything, energy needs to be extremely cheap. So people have been used to completely unrealistic energy prices over generations. And then to take people into a situation where energy is going to be more expensive, and you can, to be very concrete, when I lived in Moscow, when it was freezing 20 degrees and it became too hot in my apartment, I could not turn down the heat. I had to open a window, and that's how we dealt with energy in communist times. And to get to the situation where you have to show that you can bring the price of energy down, not by subsidizing fossil fuel, but by creating far more energy efficient buildings, it takes a long time. But I have seen complete sea change in the attitude of authorities. They no longer use the risk of energy poverty as a reason not to do things, but they use it as a reason to do things much better, so that the energy consumption goes down and the energy bill for citizens stays moderate.